I'll give you an example. Now, I'll give you a real example. This was, well, actually, it was exactly a year ago at a Ford store in the Phoenix market, a suburb of Phoenix. And this was a salesperson. She specializes in trucks. She's worked with me a couple of years. She's a very, a top teen, lower 20 per month salesperson, so someone who knows what they're doing. And I'm waiting to get with the GM at there. And, so as I do in all your stores, I kind of just, if I'm there, I'm going to learn, I'm going to hang and, do my coaching thing. So I'm listening. And she greeted this older gentleman, and he's looking for a truck, of course. And so she did a couple of little things and then started walking towards inventory. And I heard him say, I just want you to know, I'm not going to buy today. And she stopped. And the customer stopped, and she said, what makes you say that? Now let me ask you, what was she trying to do? She was trying to overcome the objection, but more specifically, what was that salesperson trying to do? The customer said, I'm not going to buy today. She says, what makes you say that? What is she trying to do?
Clarify.
She's trying to isolate the objection. She's trying to close. That's a wonderful technique. Wonderful if you're closing. Was she trying to close the guy?
On what?
Guys, this is not a tough, these questions get more difficult. Was she trying to close this guy?
Yes.
Yeah. But no, what was she trying to do? She was just trying to go to the inventory. Was it time to close? Let's put it that way.
No.
Okay, let me tell you, she wasn't trying to close the guy. She just used a closing technique. And that's what I mean when I say you gotta have, you don't need 10. You don't need 10 different ways to handle I need to think about it. You don't need 10 different ways I'm not buying today, but you need 5. Now, 4 to 7 times is the average time the customer has to say no or object before psychologically they're even in a position to say yes. If they gotta tell us no 4 to 7 times, how many times do we have to ask?
5 or 8.
5 to 8. One time pass the close. 5 to 8. That's easy. Problem is, most salespeople only know one or two ways to handle an objection, and half of those are closes. And so the timing's all wrong, and then they blame the customer for the resistance not to buy. Resistance to buy, right? What would have been a better way for her to handle that customer? A minute into the transaction, and the guy goes, I'm just looking, I'm not buying today. What would have been a better response?
No problem.
Yeah, hey, no problem.
Customers like to come in and look first. What color would you like?
Okay, and kind of move right back to the car. What did you say?
Said, no problem, follow me.
No problem, follow me.
And just keep going to the trucks
And
then
keep
go
going to
back
the truck.
into whatever questions you want to investigate.
Okay, and let me offer something for your consideration. Although both of those strategies help diffuse, and deflect the objection, I'm going to offer that you consider that in today's market, it's simply not enough. It's simply not enough to get the customer to feel comfortable or to deflect an objection. Okay, this is key now. A misconception that salespeople make is that the negotiation process starts somewhere after the demo or just before the write-up. That could not be further from the truth. And some of you guys are shaking your heads, yes. Where do the negotiations begin now in today's market?
Kind of immediately.
In that first 120 seconds.
Yeah, sometimes at the greeting. Sure. But much earlier in the transaction than typically we were being taught, okay? Also, another significant difference is that the customer today initiates the negotiation. They are initiating the negotiation whenever they talk about the intent, timing, or terms of owning our product. Intent, timing, or terms. When they mention intent, timing, or terms, they're negotiating. And you can't just wing. You can't just flip and say, oh, no problem. Follow me. No offense. They're negotiating. You wouldn't just flip it off like that in the close. And I'm suggesting you don't do that anymore. So here's another way to handle that customer. I'm just looking, I'm not buying today. That's what most people do. I've discovered most people, all they really want to do is find a car they like, get figures on it, and then think about it. Is that what you had in mind, sir? What will most of your customers say?
Yes.
Then it gives us a chance to say, I'd be happy to help you with that. Now, what did that customer just commit to doing?
Right.
The write-up and finding the truck that's going to best suit them. Okay? I'm here to tell you to at least consider this. Deflecting the objection is moving the deal backwards. It's not moving it forward anymore. Not with today's customer. You just agreed earlier this morning that today's customer is very time crunched. If we're not taking every opportunity to move the deal forward, we are moving it backwards.